Hello, friends, and welcome back to r/Tales from Retail. And today we have another set of great stories about crazy people. But before we start, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss a new video every single day. That feeling when customers team up against you. Another tale from the phone store. So this happened a few days ago. A Saturday night, about 20 minutes before we closed. A man came into the store asking about the most expensive phone we have, because he wanted to buy it. In the past, when we did carrier connections, we were always really wary of these kinds of questions, because usually it was people trying to pop through fraudulent details. But seeing as we no longer do connections and ID is no longer required for purchases, I put through the sale. I ask him if he needs help setting it up for transferring data, and he says no, he's in a hurry. I leave the phone on the counter in front of him after the sale is completed, and I take a step away to grab the tax invoice for him. I reach up, grab a bag, and turn back to where the phone was, and he's gone. He'd taken the phone out of the box and left it on the counter, leaving the charger and headphones behind. It's a bit strange, but I figure he was either really just rushed or really just weird. Whatever, the sale's complete and it's not stolen. I continue the night as normal and leave everything out the back in case he comes in for it over the next few days. Then Sunday rolls along. I'm working the whole day. It's unusually busy, but I keep an eye out for the weird guy from last night, and sure enough, he comes in right at the peak of the day. Me. Oh, hey, you left the charger in. My contacts aren't on my new phone. I want a refund. I'm obviously a bit taken back. The guy is screaming at me in front of about 10 coworkers and a dozen customers. Oh, I know you didn't have time last night, but I can help you transfer you. Did you not hear me? I want a refund. I have no contacts. We don't have a change of mind policy here. I can't give you a refund. His face goes red with anger and he starts trying to push the phone at me. I know my rights. You have to give me a refund. I'm not bleeping playing around here. Okay, look. You can either stop yelling and intimidating me, or you can be escorted out by security and banned. Oh, so you're going to call security? Go ahead. I want them here to arrest you. By this stage, most of my coworkers have jumped up and stood close to me and the man. The guy was massively built, and my managers are calling security. He keeps trying to argue with me and my managers about getting a refund, despite in Australia, it's not required by law for a business to have a change of mind policy. The only reason we're allowed to process a refund is because of a major fault. And with phones, the refund comes from head office, not at the store level. It takes about 5 minutes for security to arrive, and more customers have flooded into the store, annoyed with the guy screaming the place down and threatening everyone, and annoyed by the lack of service we were giving. By this time, he's just repeating, refund, loudly whenever we try to say anything. Security's powerless. It turns out they're physically not allowed to escort someone out of the shopping center. They call the police after this man repeatedly threatens me. He's going to get me arrested. He's going to wait until I finish work. He's going to come back every day and harass me until I give him a refund. And threatening the security staff. It gets so ridiculous that customers are even teaming up with the guy. They're frustrated and just want to be served by talking down to me and other staff saying, just give him a refund. Why aren't his contacts in there? I honestly can't believe it even happened. Eventually, about 10 minutes later, after being yelled at by not just this guy, but by other customers, police show up and physically drag him out of the store while he's screaming and has tried to break some of our display phones. I'm not even mad about it. I was given the day off afterwards and sent home after the incident with pay, but I'm just completely dumbfounded. I can't believe other customers were literally teaming up with him and talking down to me. Physically, we, my managers, coworkers, and I, were powerless. We don't have any codes for processing refunds, as that's managed through the head office. Even if we did, whoever put it through would end up with a formal warning because we can't give refunds for small things like not having your GD contacts transferred if you didn't have them synced online or saved into your SIM card. And our next story. Customer accused me of assaulting him is now banned from our whole chain. Some background. I work at a store that sells building supplies. We have a wide array of products, and some of them don't have barcodes on them, so I have to know them all by name. I write the products down on paper, give it to the customer pays, comes back to show me the receipt, and then I open the gate for the customer to leave. The product in the case is sort of a brick, which has 3 different types: basic, outer corner, and inner corner. So on with the story. One day a customer comes up to me with a single brick. It was the inner corner type. So I write it down, give the paper to the customer, and send him on his way to the register. He comes back to show me the receipt, and I notice that it has the basic type of brick on it. I apologize and tell the customer that the cashier probably made an error and I have to fix the receipt, as in change the right product on it. The customer immediately turns blood red mad and starts yelling at me for not writing the right product on the paper. I said it's not a big deal, it'll only take a second. Before I could even get to my computer with the receipt, he grabs my arm, pulls me close, and starts yelling at me about not doing my job correctly. Again, I apologize for the inconvenience, but he doesn't seem to care. At this point, he's very close to my face, putting his fist up against my cheek and straight up insulting me. I calmly ask him to leave, but he refuses. I said, I'll go call my manager so we can sort this out. As I was on my way to the phone, he tells me to open the gate, so I did, and he left. At the end of the day, I ran into my boss and told him what happened. He was glad I told him and that nothing worse went down. Shortly after I told this story to a coworker, she actually was the one at the register with the customer I was telling her about. It turns out that she didn't make a mistake with the product. It was the customer that told her that I had written down the wrong product, so she believed him and changed it to the basic kind. A few days go by, my boss calls me to go talk to him. Someone had made a formal complaint about me assaulting a customer, and apparently the police were involved too. At this point, I was the one turning blood red mad. I told my boss what really happened and asked him to take a look at the recording from the security camera. He quickly noticed that it was the customer that was assaulting me. He saved the recording and sent it to the police. A few days go by, and my boss comes up to me and tells me that the customer is banned from every store in our chain, and the police said there was going to be consequences for the customer. My boss thanked me for being professional and actually gave me a raise. I have a feeling I have to thank the customer for getting me that raise. Yeah, definitely. Send that guy a thank you brick. And our third story. She didn't remember me, but I sure remembered her. This happened a while ago, but I'm writing about it now because I saw the lady that this story revolves around, and once again thanked my lucky stars I got promoted to another position. Back when I was a cashier, I worked really hard to remember all the codes for the produce and other items, especially our store brand water bottle packages, 35 count. Our brand plus another name brand had short 5-digit codes that we could input instead of having to scan the entire package. Unfortunately, every other brand we sold didn't have a code, so we had to scan them. In comes Cranky Lady, CL, and soon-to-be Embarrassed Daughter, ED. The lady kind of throws her stuff on the conveyor belt and then zooms by with 2 packages of water bottles that I needed to scan. So I tell her, "Ma'am, may I scan your water first?" She's quick to make a fuss about it and starts complaining about how she's not stealing. What's the big deal? I ignore her, which pisses her off. She keeps up bitching and complaining, and I do my best to keep quiet. Eventually, her daughter tells her, "Mom, stop it. You're being annoying." CL says, "Oh, am I? Sorry, I get cranky when I don't eat." I quickly finish the transaction and move on. 1 week later, I'm on the register again, and it's slow, so my mind drifts and I remember CL and ED and laugh to myself about the issue when guess who comes to my register? If you said CL and ED, you get a gold star. I kind of stare at her. I can't believe that she's right there when I was just thinking about her, and sure enough, she has 2 packages of water again. This time, they're our store brand. I start scanning her items, and again, she zooms by with the water on the bottom of the cart. Me, "Oh, was that 2 or 3 packages of water?" 2. "Do you need to scan them?" "Nope, it's all right. I have a code here." "Oh, good. You're smart. Last week, I had a dummy scan them. She thought I was going to run with them. Pretty stupid of her." I'm in shock. I can't believe her. I kind of stare at her, and her daughter goes, "Mom, don't start." But her mom goes, "What? She was stupid." I smile and say, "Was it the same brand?" "Yep, I always get this brand." I smile even more. "Really? Because I remember it being the other name brand, the one that doesn't have a code like the store brand does." She looks at me and I can see her recognize me at last. She stays quiet, and I see her daughter die a little inside. I finish quickly and wish her a nice day, to which she responds, "Yeah, whatever." It honestly brings a smile to my face remembering this. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video to the end, and I'll see you in the next one.